Hey guys, the Kamsh here. Today we're going to be doing something that's been requested of me quite a bit, and that is playing a game or having some gameplay where I basically do, the life coach or the tournament style play where I go through every single option. I get to rope quite a bit, and to do that on ladder. So I'm going to play a game today with Control Warrior, since Control Warrior games tend to take a while, and we'll have a lot of time to analyze sort of everything we can do and a lot of turns to do that. This is a pretty standard Control Warrior. It's my version. I deck teched it a while back, so check that out on Tempo Storm if you want to see the deck, the guide, mulligan guide, etc. But today we're just going to be focusing on playing and analyzing every single line of play. We might rope quite a bit, but a lot of people have requested this, and I think it's an interesting thought experiment to see if I play any differently, if I put the time in and rope almost every turn, because usually on ladder I play pretty fast. So it's also a pretty good time to do this because new sets coming out pretty soon. We're going to be brewing a lot, experimenting, and right now sort of still the same meta. So we're against Warlock here. Warlock can be either Handlock or Zoo. I think you want to keep BGH against either one because Zoo can pull Mal'Ganis, and then Handlock obviously has a lot of giants. I think we can keep an Armorsmith just in case it's Zoo. I think Acolyte is probably too slow, especially if it's Zoo. Against Handlock, it's not great either. We will keep an Execute because it's fine against both, and we'll keep the Armorsmith. Grom, not the best draw here. Keeping Armorsmith might be a little bit greedy. Might be better to just look for an Axe. So here, obviously, we can't do anything, so we'll just go ahead and pass. Opponent didn't do anything. Looks like it's probably going to be Handlock. We can go ahead and run the Armorsmith out here to apply some pressure, or we can just armor up and try to build enough armor to shield slam like a Drake. So opponent's going to... We're going to armor up, opponent's going to tap, we're going to armor up, opponent's going to coin a Drake, and then we won't have enough armor to actually kill it, so I'd rather put the Armorsmith on board so I have something to execute with. And if this is Zoo with just a bad hand, like no 1-drop and not coining a 2-drop, which is probably not, but it's better to play the Armorsmith anyway. And against like Malagos Warlock, also probably better to play the Armorsmith. So here again, pretty limited options, just going to armor up at the face. Not going to shield slam around Armorsmith. Likely a coin Azure Drake coming out here. Or Twilight Drake, excuse me. Not Azure Drake. Azure Drake costs 5, and would be a lot easier to deal with because we could just shield slam it. That's actually a great draw. So here we have a couple options. Shield slamming is not going to be enough to kill this. We could just try to leave this alive and like armor up, but that's not fantastic. We could actually save the execute, and we could go Cruel Taskmaster here, run it in, and then we'd have 5 armor. We could shield slam it as well. But you could just Cruel Taskmaster this and execute it, and then hit face. The problem is if another one comes down, I do want to have the execute, but the shield slam is going to be good later in the game also. It's actually a pretty tough decision. I think I'm going to go with the shield slam here just because the execute's more multi-purpose, and in the next few turns, like, yeah. Because if I do go for the cruel, just execute it play, then I'll only have 2 armor, and then I won't be able to shield slam anything comes out next, and it'll just be kind of useless. So I'm going to go ahead and cruel. And I ended up doing actually the opposite of what I said because I roped, but that's okay. Because we can run the Cruel Taskmaster in now, and then armor up and then shield slam. That'll actually be enough to kill a giant, which is what I was going to say before I finished, but... And we do have the Shield Maiden as well in case he doesn't have any more plays. I can't even talk fast enough without roping. That's scary. Okay, so here, again, just going to armor up, hit face. Opponent might play a Belcher, which I don't think we want to shield slam, so we probably just play a Shield Maiden in response. Mountain Giant. This we do want to kill. Drawing a BGH would be awesome. Otherwise, we're probably going to just...
Strike.
Hit it, armor up, shield slam it. Because just playing Shield Maiden's bad, he just kills all our armor. I still think I like the execute line, since the shield slam ended up killing that anyway with trading the Armorsmith, so I think it all worked out fine. Um, Could play Baron Geddon, but it doesn't do a ton. It's pretty easy for him to trade up the Belcher with it, like a Dark Bomb or something. Could just put down a Shield Maiden and get a little bit of armor. Could Shield Block to look for like a Death Spite, I guess, or a Shield Slam, but we wouldn't really want to play those, so that's not great. So I think we just go with the Shield Maiden here. I'll go ahead and play the one to the right to keep him confused about the 3 cards on our left, to make him think we might have Grom combo. So just go ahead and play a Shield Maiden and pass. And once we trade off, we can actually maybe play Baron Geddon, especially if he also kills this after trading. And opponent doesn't look like he has any more Mountain Giants or Twilight Drakes for now, and hopefully we can draw a Brawl before he puts down Moltens. Ancient Watcher's fine, doesn't really matter. Okay. There's a Brawl. So here we have a few options. I think no matter what, we definitely want to trade with this. Oh, we don't want to play Baron Geddon after because even though it does kill the slime, it also kills our Shield Maiden. Although, he can actually probably just kill our Shield Maiden by running this in Immortal Coiling. But then, Baron Geddon's not fantastic either. Because if we do that in Baron Geddon, then he can like Shadow Flame Mortal Coil. He'll probably just BGH it. And then we don't have Baron Geddon to kill BGH, and that's usually really good value. I think we want to just Shield Maiden and armor up. Shield Block could find us like our own Belcher, which might be good, but if it doesn't find us anything, we don't have a play, which is bad. We could also play Grom and just attack the slime, but then Grom gets VGH, so we want to save Grom. We can also Brawl, but that seems pretty bad when we're on board. Let's go ahead and Shield Maiden here, place this Shield Maiden here, and then armor up again. Opponent has 10 cards in hand now. It's pretty scary. We do have a Brawl, which is good. Probably not going to play Alexstrasza next turn. Just a big tempo loss. Doesn't really do anything. I don't care about his life total too much. I just want to run him out of cards. This will just be a giant later in the game. There's the Shadow Flame. Here's the Coil, probably. Yep. Alright, cool. So he just gets a 1-2. Now he might Baron Geddon for value. Especially if he doesn't play anything else. Handlock versus Control Warrior is definitely the the matchup I would do this with. It's going to be so long and painful. Alright, picking up an Execute is nice. Now we could Shield Block to look for, like, I guess a Sylvanas or a Thaurissan, since we already played both Shield Maidens. But again, if we miss, that's bad because we don't have any other plays. Could Grom to kill this, but we don't want Grom getting BGH. We could Alex him, but that just lets him play Moltens easier, and we don't really want this getting BGH. So let's let this get BGH'd, and then we can just start rolling. And it is cool letting Baron kill the BGH. Like, if we Alex him, or no. See, the problem is, like, we would want to kill the slime and the BGH with Baron Geddon, but then one of these, like, we don't want to Alex him, we also don't want to get the Grom out, so it's just not efficient. It's better to just let the Baron get BGH. I'm sure we'll figure out a way to kill this eventually. We haven't drawn a weapon yet. There's a Drake. Shield Slam takes care of it. If we damage it, Execute takes care of it. So again, I can Alex him for 2 and then have like an 8/8 out. I can try to set up lethal also by just hitting face. And then he'll dump a bunch of Moltens and then I can Brawl. That seems pretty good actually. Yeah. I think I want to Shield Slam first. Or Shield Block first. Ysera's pretty sweet. Alright, now I'm gonna Death Bite. I'm just gonna go face because I want to encourage him to overextend, and that killing this doesn't really matter if we're gonna Brawl because this is like what we would want to survive. Now we're gonna pass. Hopefully now he dumps a bunch of Moltens. We can Brawl. We can clean up whatever's left with like Death Bite, Execute. Then we have 3 big threats, and he hopefully has very little in the way of threats. Still has a Mountain Giant and 2 Moltens. And probably Dr. Boom. And maybe Jiraxis. So, you know, still a decent amount. But I'm hoping he just dumps both Moltens right now. Although it doesn't look like it, because if he was doing that, he'd probably tap first to make them both cost 1. That's pretty brutal. I guess a lot of decks are playing Ooze now. Oh, there's Molten. Molten number 2. Molten number 2. Molten number 2, come on, man. Come on. Come on, play a second one. I don't have a brawl. Molten number 2 would be so sweet. I'll also take a Belcher. Lotheb would not be good. We actually don't have a way to clean this up if this survives the brawl, but I'm kind of hoping that 3 creatures is enough to brawl for, right? I'm not just going to play Sylvanas, because I'm taking way too much damage. I want to keep at least a little bit of armor for another Shield Slam. Plus Sylvanas will always be good against, like, he'll probably silence it. And I can't Sylvanas brawl in the same turn against like, Thorson, so... I'm not going to bother executing this, right? I mean, it's pretty clean, but it also dies to any, like, Whirlwind effects, like Revenge, Deathbite popping, bigger creatures. I'm just going to armor up. I don't care about losing the 4 armor. Rather save the execute. Now he has a Molten, a Mountain Giant, a Doctor Boom. My hand's a little bit more threat-heavy than I'd like. Like, a Revenge really puts this hand together. If he plays, like, a Doctor Boom, because I can clear everything, then execute it. BGH is nice, too. That's kind of scary. I just run the Sylvanas out, but again, it's probably getting silenced. Lotheb. Not fantastic. We could also just play Ysera. If I draw a BGH, I'll probably go BGH Sylvanas. Thorson. Thorson's interesting, but I don't think reducing everything does enough. I'm just gonna die to this board. I don't have another brawl, so I need to draw like removal. I think I'm just gonna play the Sylvanas. You'd probably silence it. Could also just play Ysera and hope I get Awakens. That seems kind of loose. So I definitely don't want Thorson. It's too slow. If I play Ysera and I get Awakens, I'm basically good to go. Whereas if I play Sylvanas, it gets silenced. He still has an 8/8. It's still like a bad position. And this does die, but at least it will damage the Molten if he clears it that way. Might get Siphoned, but he's not really doing anything else. Come on, Awakens. Alright, so that was not fantastic. You might just clear it like this, which is fine. We're not losing too much health, armor, etc. I would love to draw a BGH. Yeah, it looks like it's getting siphoned. BGH or Revenge are both really good here. Shield Slam would just be like a slap in the face. Again, Revenge, great though. Fiery War Axe, not fantastic. He has a significant amount of damage. This is probably where we play Sylvanas, and we probably also Axe and like execute the Giant. Because Sylvanas is gonna get silenced.
I have no time for games.
And we are getting pretty low, but not quite dead. 11. He'd have to deal a 7, which is like a Dark Bomb and 2 Hellfires or something crazy like that. He can't do that yet. We can always Alex ourselves if we get too low. Hopefully we get some... Like, he's gonna silence, trade. He has a 5/5. It's pretty gross. If he doesn't have any other plays, though, we're probably fine. If he has, like, a... Yeah, that is not great. I'm at 5. I, like, have to... Okay. So I think, like, Alexing myself is weak, because then I just die to a removal spell for Alex. Or if it misses. I think my best bet here is to Revenge, then armor up, then hit this down, and then play a Laughing Sister, and hope Rag hits Laughing Sister, because he can't remove it. And we have to hope he doesn't have Hellfire in that scenario. So I think we have to do that, and then we can Alex ourselves the turn after. We could just Grom and trade, but then we're dying. So, okay, so do this, and play this, because if we play Thorson, it could get siphoned again. We need the Rag to hit the Laughing Sister.
Well played.
Alright, looks like he has a Hellfire or something. Or just even like a 5/5 and Shadow Flame probably wins now. That doesn't win. That does. Alright. So we ended up drawing not quite great, which I think was a little bit unfortunate. I think slightly better draws like a VGH or something, or a timely Shield Slam, we would have won the game. But I think the analysis definitely helped for us to make some of the better plays and look for the better lines. So that was definitely interesting. If you want to check out the Control Warrior deck, definitely check it out on TempoStorm.com. And thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you next week.